Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lesson 19. Our goal today is that you can convert measurements and solve word problems. However, we're going to focus mainly on the converting of the measurements. And I want to do that because I'm not there with you, and we're not going to get a ton of practice in. But if you feel pretty confident and you want to attempt some of those word problems today, go for it. Take a picture, send it in to me. I will gladly take a look. But for our teach piece today, we're going to focus on just the converting of them. Okay? And as we finish with this video, you feel a little uncomfortable, say, hey, it's not working out, I don't fully understand it. That's okay. There's a second video that I'm going to put on that is going to do a few more problems with you. So take a look at that if you need some assistance before going into your exit ticket. All right, so let's get started. Anytime you do some conversions, we should know that you have a reference page there with you. It's page 32. Many of you took a picture of it our very first week of online learning. If you did not, it is page 32 in your workbook. And if you don't have your workbook, well, just pause the video here. You have it right in front of you now. So let's anchor ourselves in with a little work, a little practice. Let's start with 5 days equals how many weeks? Right? Now, we have to know our understanding of this, that there in one day, if I write one day, well, that's really 1/7 of a week. We know that because there's 7 days in a week. I just want one of them. If I drew this in a picture form, as you know I love to make, right, that I might say that I have, well, I need a week. 1 week. And in a week, there's 7 days, so I'm going to break this up into 7 pieces or 6 lines. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got them all. And I can show here that I have just one day. Okay? But I don't really want one day. I want 5 of those. So I need this one I would shade in with my pencil. This one I would shade in with my pencil. This one as well. I'm going to shade all 5 of them. How much is that out of the entire week? Well, if we think about it, there's 5. We need 5 of them. And how many pieces do we have? We broke them up equally at the beginning. There's 7 of them. It's 5/7 of a week, or 5/7 weeks. If we're looking at it in number form, and I like to do it in multiple ways, I have my 5 days, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to decompose this, and I'm going to say it's really 5 times just one day. And I know that my one day is going to be converted. So I'm going to do this first. And I'm going to convert this into 1/7, as we talked about over here. One day is 1 out of the 7 pieces. We really want 5 of them. Now we got an expression. We know that we can multiply the whole number times the numerator, dividing line 7, and when we multiply it out, we have 5/7. I'm okay with either one of those, and we're going to try to do a couple of those with both. Let's look at our next one as we scroll down here. Let's do 265 days. How many years is that? Wow, that's a lot. I could, over on this side, draw a picture of that and say, wow, there's going to be 3. I know that in this model, right, in 1 year, there's really a total of 365 days. So, wow, in theory, that I can just start decomposing this into 365 equal pieces, right? Not really going to be efficient. Would it work? Certainly could. Right? So in this particular one, it might be more reasonable for us to do it in our number form. So I'm going to take my 265 days and do 265, and I'm going to multiply it by 1 day. I'm just going to decompose that. And so I'm going to put 265, and I'm going to then change this, or what we call convert it. I'm going to convert this into, it is 1 day, right? 1 day, one out of, or our dividing, of 365 days. I am then going to rewrite my expression, 265 times 1 divided by 365. Solving that, we know a basic fact, 265, my fraction line, which means divide, 365. And there is your answer. And I love how so many of you through your workbook are circling the answers, so it's a lot easier to find. If you wanted to go above and beyond, right, many of you could say, hey, I do see that these are in fives. I could divide it by 5 and get a more smaller equivalent fraction. You certainly could do that. Not required, right? What is required is this fraction here. All right, let's take a look at another one. So we scroll down. Ooh, ounces and pounds. Ooh, I don't quite remember ounces and pounds. Good thing that I can refer back to page 32, or this screen, and see, wow, there is our pounds. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So let's go back here. And I'm going to write in here that there are 16 ounces equals 1 pound. Or you could certainly label that as LBS. Now, I'm going to draw my picture. And I know in here that if we're talking ounces, there are 16 ounces. And that makes up 1 pound. 1 LB in this case. I'm going to put this into 16 equal pieces. Okay, so I'm going to need 15 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 equal lines, or at least as best we can do. Okay? And we need 5 of them. So with the side of your pencil, I would shade in this one, I'd shade in this one, I'd shade in this one. There's 4. And the 5th one I'm going to shade in. I might even be proactive and label this. Okay, what fraction is this? What's there? Well, there's 5 of them out of the 16 pieces. And that's going to be your answer, 5/16 pounds. Looking at it in number form, which I think many of you are going to end up doing today, I'm going to say that I'm going to decompose my 4 in the ounces by 4 times 1 ounce. Because 4 times 1 is going to give us 4 ounces. We're going to keep that same label. And I am going to now convert this 1 ounce. It's 1 ounce out of the 16 equal pieces that you would need to make 1 pound. I'm going to rewrite this as 4 times 1 divided by 16. And when we multiply it across, I have 4/16. There is your answer. How many pounds? Again, many of you might say, oh, I know, I can divide by 4. I can divide by 4. And that would give us 1. 16 divided by 4, basic fact, 1/4. You could do it divided by 2 even if you needed. Okay? But not required. This is what we were looking for right here today. And I think I have one more. Let's scroll down here. Oh, ounces in cups. I don't quite remember what that is. So, ounces in cups. Let's go back here. Let's find ounces and cups. Well, it's right here. Ounces and cups. There's 8 ounces in 1 cup. So let's get back to our work. Let's say there's 8 ounces equals 1 cup. And I like to do it both ways. You are not required to do it both ways, but you certainly can. Draw my model. I'm going to label that there. Here's my 8 ounces. There's my 1 cup. Oh, that doesn't look like a cup. Let's draw that again. 1 cup. And I'm going to break that up into 8 equal pieces or 7 lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good thing I double checked. A lot of extra space, but we know that they're all equal. And really, what I need is 9 of them. Wow, I need this entire thing. Huh? There's 8 ounces, so I have 1 whole cup. But then I need 1 more ounce, 1 out of the 8 pieces that I need. I put a label to it. There's 1 1/8 cups. If I did it in number form, I'd decompose this to go 9 times 1 ounce. And I would convert at that point and say, well, 1 ounce is really 1 out of the 8 pieces that I need. Rewriting this was 9 times 1 divided by 8, and we are left with 9/8. Okay? Now the directions today in your problem set are going to say, hey, turn this into a mixed number. Right, I'm going to take out 8/8, and I'm left with 1/8, which ultimately turns into 1 1/8. Don't forget that we're talking labels and your units definitely required, so make sure that you put your work up here, 1 1/8. All right. If you need some help at any point, pause it, rewind the video. Okay? As my board says here, you are all awesome. You truly are. Okay? If you're confused, don't worry. We'll do some more practice with it. All right. Your problem set is page 82, or at least for most of us on our workbooks. All right. Make sure you refer to 32 in your workbook. I mean, I think most of us have a little sticky note, or at least we did at one point have that. So flip to that page or just rewind the video and pause it for a moment and look at that reference page. Okay. Now in here, the directions ask you to convert, right? Put it into a mixed number if possible. And they did the first one for us. Now notice that in this one here, they just went ahead and did it in number form. Okay? That is certainly acceptable. Right? I'm not worried about it. All right. Now, at this point, we're going to wrap up the video. It's 13 minutes long. I'm trying to keep them short. If you feel comfortable, try those exit tickets. The exit ticket is D and F on your problem set page. Don't forget to take a picture and submit it up to me. Okay? If you're still struggling and say, well, I really wish Mr. Philipp would do a few more. I want a little extra practice. Certainly. We're going to the We Do video. Right? We're going to do it together. Get some extra practice before you hit that exit ticket. All right? So that is our lesson today of converting measurements. And we'll focus on word problems at another time.